All right, today we are going to continue our discussion on simplifying expressions with distribution. So we have this problem that I pulled from Delta Math, which is what you guys are working on. So first thing we're going to notice is that this minus 3 is sitting outside of these parentheses, so we're going to distribute that in, which means multiply. This f can just hang out for a minute. Then we're going to take negative 3 times 2f, and we get negative 6f. And then a negative 3 times a negative 2 is positive 6. Okay, so that's great. That's our first step. But now we have to combine all of our like terms. So this f and this negative 6f are considered alike because they have the same variable. But this guy, this plus 6, is different variable. So we are going to just add those two together. The f and the negative 6, and remember that there's an imaginary little 1 right here, so it's really 1f, take away 6f, negative f, and then our plus 6 just comes down. And there's your final answer. Okay, so that's one type of problem. Another one you might see is here, and this one's a little tricky sometimes because there's this negative sign right outside the parentheses. So sometimes students forget that it's really, there's this like imaginary negative one right there. So we need to distribute this negative 1 in because of those parentheses. So we get negative 3c. A negative 1 times a negative 8 is positive 8. And then this negative 3c is outside of the parentheses, so we just bring them down. Okay, now we got to find our like terms. So we have this negative 3c and this negative 3c, and those both have c's in them, so we're going to add them together, get negative 6c, and then this plus 8 goes along for the ride. Now notice when I circled this c, the second negative 3c, I included that minus sign. Whatever symbol is in front of it, it's attached. So that symbol, that's actually a negative 3. And there's your final answer. Okay, final example here. Rewrite and symbol. Oh, this one's a doozy. I see 2 sets of parentheses. But that's okay. Just take it one step at a time. Take this negative 3 and we're going to multiply it in first. So negative 3 times s is negative 3s. Negative 3 times a negative 10 is positive 30. So that's the first one. Now I'm going to do positive 7 to both. So positive 7 times a negative 2s is negative 14s. Positive 7 times a negative 1 is negative 7. Okay, so now we have to combine our like terms. So I'm going to find my s's. So here's an s, here's an s, and then I'm going to find a rainbow pen. Okay, so we're going to do our s's first, negative 3 and a negative 14, negative 17s. And then a positive 30, take away 7 is positive 23. There's your final answer. Okay, so please email me if you have questions. Let me know how I can help you. Good luck.